Hello, 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 and welcome to the Sheila C Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chit chat just for a little while. Okay, now the Sheila C Hill Show is the ultimate go to podcast for ambitious individuals just like you who want to live a more fulfilling and successful life, to get valuable insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories to help you improve your lifestyle, grow your business, and enhance your emotional being. Now, in every episode, you'll gain practical tips and insightful wisdom in the company of supportive community of like-minded individuals. Now, this community I call the Thrive Tribe. Yes, you heard me. Sheila's Thrive Tribe. So, by subscribing and liking and sharing, you automatically become Sheila's Thrive Tribe, which is a gathering of like minded individuals who tune in on a regular basis and fully dedicated to the personal growth, achieving business success, and living their best lives. So just don't forget, join Sheila's Thrive Tribe today and subscribe, follow, and share. And listen, we're going to make a difference in this world today. So I am your host, Sheila C. Hill. And if you're new, I would like to say hello. Hola, bonjour, ¿cómo está? Ni hao, howdy, and what's up, y'all? I am so glad that you stopped by here, and I am so excited for you to be here. But listen, I'm even more excited to have a special guest with me today. I'm going to bring her on stage, and at this time, I'm going to introduce you to Miss, well, you know what? I'm going to be all official. Let's say it this way. She is a 3 times best-selling author, international speaker, podcast coach, homeschool educator, podcast network owner. I present to you none other than Dr. Tina J. Ramsay.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you
Yay!
for letting me be. I'm so excited to be here on the Sheila C Hill Show.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. Dr. Ramsay, do you prefer Dr. Ramsay or Dr. Tina?
At the end of the day, I was born Tina. So whatever floats your boat. Dr. Tina. I mean, people call me Dr. T, Tina, Coach T. You know, it don't really matter to me.
Okay. I'll call you Dr. Tina. Okay, now can you just give us a brief introduction of yourself and just a little bit about your background and your expertise?
All right. So I'm going to give you guys a short description about me because, Lord, I love hearing about other people more than me saying all the things about what I do. So I'll give you like an overview. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Dr. Tina J. Ramsay. I am a podcast coach, podcast host, and executive producer of the Tina Ramsay Show, which is a popular TV show that is actually in the top 2% of popular shows in the world out of over 3 million shows in the world. I am also the CEO and founder of CTR Media Network, which is a new standard of podcasting. We reached 350 million global. Yes, we're in over 100 plus countries, and we specialize in helping entrepreneurs and podcasters maximize their visibility online through the power of podcasting. Like she said, I'm also a 3-time best-selling author, and we have the amazing book that is #1, which is called The Power of Podcasting, helping people tap into their potential and also have like a blueprint, so to speak, of how to do what they need to do in order to be a successful podcaster, because I'm a full-time podcaster. That's what I do. Thank you for having me on your show.
So excited. And listen, listen, I have the book as well. It is my Bible for podcasting. So please go to Amazon and pick up your book because it is wonderful. I love it. All right. So now, some things that people may not know about you. What is your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, child. Let's see. I'm gonna go down the list. I love potato chips. I mean, like, really, once you get to know me, you know it's about 3 things that I love: Spanish dip, potato chips, and I absolutely love being in pajamas 24 hours, 7 days a week. If I could, now I am not that comfortable to go walking out to the grocery store with no pajamas on. I'm talking about in the house. In the house.
Okay, yes.
I absolutely love lounging pajamas. I mean, I just love them. Like, listen, if I wasn't on this interview, I'll be in some pajamas right now. Like, I put on clothes when I need to. I take my shower, take my bath, and put on a fresh pair of pajamas. I just love it. I need to give me some CTR Media Network pajamas.
That's what I was just about to say. Yes, you need to get some customized. And listen, I'm sure plenty of viewers would love to wear it as well. Have it in your shop. Oh yeah, there we go. CTR Media Network pajamas coming soon. Okay, so with you getting into podcasting, can you share a memorable or impactful moment when you realize that the positive impact of your work, when you realize like this is what I'm here for? Can you just share that?
Sure. One thing comes to mind. There's several things, but one that stick out the most is when I was going through my time of doubt. I was going through my time of doubt. Because many times people look at me now and they be like, "Oh, she know how to do this. She has done that. She got this nomination. She got this award. She got this, blah, 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 blah." Listen, everybody who is a true entrepreneur, who is a true podcaster, you go through what I call the roller coaster ride. You have ups, downs, twists, and turns. But ultimately, if you keep on moving, you get to the end, your destination, but it's not without kinks. And so during this particular time, I'm in season 8 of the Tina Ramsay Show. We're getting ready to start season 9. But round about season 2 and season 6, I had that moment when I was going to literally stop the Tina Ramsay Show all together. I mean, I really got fed up. I was like, I can't do it anymore. My life was busy. There was so much going on, so many deaths in the family. I homeschool my children. I'm a wife for 22 years. I'm a daughter. I have parents that's aging. I was like, I'm just not. Okay, I'm done. And I don't really even think people really paying attention. They're listening how much work, investment, time it takes to do a show. And so I just was going through it. I guess you can call it depression. So I was going through it. So I'm one of those coaches and one of the people that's totally 100. Okay. I literally,
I love that.
Season 6 was literally my message of hope series, because every season I have a theme. And so season 6 was my message of hope, and I brought in men and women from all over the world to share what they do, whatever it was. And then literally at the end of the episode, they would give a message of hope, whatever it is that resonates with them. And I was doing it kind of like a time capsule, which they did not realize. So I can keep putting it out there so that even in my absence, I could still be pouring into people, even though I felt that I had nothing else to pour back in. And literally I got hired to host the She Trucking Expo, which made history. They got a proclamation in a day and all this from the governor, all this stuff.
Woo!
And I was,
wow.
Yes, by Sheree Moore. And literally I got hired to be the host of the virtual side of the event because I couldn't go in person. And it was 5 days. And literally her grandmother, that's over 90 plus years old, they said that she used to fall asleep on everybody's show, like literally. And she literally sat down, and I interviewed like all the different speakers and stuff and sharing with them and telling them about going to the expo. And she literally watched every single episode back to back, did not go to sleep. And all of them was like over an hour and a half long. And after that, she was like, oh my goodness, why is she not at the expo hosting the expo? She is amazing. She's going to be larger than Ellen DeGeneres. She absolutely, I love her, the spirit. You could tell she would got blah, blah, blah. So Sheree called me and said, look at my grandma. She took a screenshot and she just poured into me without her even knowing that I had decided to quietly exit the podcasting industry and the media industry because of all the different things that was going on in my life. And she poured into me like no other. And she was like, no, you got to keep going. People need to hear this. This is God. You are amazing. And her daughter was like, my mother never stayed up watching all of this. She was like, I want more of her show, more of her show. So at the time, I'm a person like this. Even if I lose my way in believing in myself, if someone else believes in me, and they ask me to do something that I feel is genuine and pure from the heart, and I really feel it's God-driven, I'm gonna do it if it's in my power to do. So she told me, she said, please continue show, not knowing what I was planning to do. And this is why I know it was God. And so I was like, okay. I said, okay, I'll keep doing the show. And keeping my promise to the beautiful Miss Hattie, I kept my show. Little did I know that a couple days after that, she would pass away. She passed away.
Oh, wow.
So one of her last people that she spoke to was Sheree, myself, and another lady. Of course, her daughter as well. But outside of her family, she spoke to me and she poured in life. And she said things to me that only a person that is with God could say, because it was my quiet prayers that no one knew about, my quiet thoughts, my fears, my reservations. And she said that to me. And she said, you have no idea what's in store for you. And I kept going. During that time, I was going through business stuff. It was so much that I had to rebuild and restructure the entire business. And because of her, I kept going because I didn't want to let her down, even though I felt I let myself down. And now I have this renewed confidence. And now I have like 30 plus podcasters that's depending on me. So even if I want to say I throw in the towel, I can't, because I have other people that's there. I absolutely love what I do. And I appreciate individuals like you that take on the vision and the mission, because this is bigger than me. I'm just a messenger, a vessel into the big mass of what God wants to happen. And every one of us plays, I call you guys beacons of light, because every one of you has something about you that needs to be heard by millions of people that I can't do. Okay. And so with us being a massive team, a massive community, we can't imagine the impact that we're going to make, that even going to outlast our lives, because it's a digital time capsule. It's going to be here forever. And so literally our great grandchildren can literally watch and see what great grandma Tina, Dr. Tina, Coach Tina, me, mom, whatever. Look how she sound, what she's doing. And that's the same with you, because we're making a digital imprint. And I know that was kind of like a long-winded answer, but
that's good. Yes,
that's why.
I love it.
And so that's what I do.
That's awesome. And we're so thankful that, it took Sheree's grandmother to speak into you, to let you know that you're on the right path, because we do at times get weary. We question ourselves. It's so many different things, and just going through life by itself. But being an entrepreneur is not for the weak at heart. And no way. And actually, this episode is actually a part of a series entitled "Entrepreneurship is Not for the Weak at Heart, Prioritizing Mental Health for Entrepreneurs. Because in the National Institute of Mental Health, it stated that 72% of entrepreneurs are directly or indirectly affected by mental health issues compared to just 48% of non-entrepreneurs. That is major. That is major. And that's why I wanted to shed some light on this conversation. I made a social media post just recently, and I asked the question, what are some common mental health challenges faced by entrepreneurs? And the response was just overwhelming. I received hundreds of comments, but the top responses were depression, anxiety, burnout, and imposter syndrome. And through this series, we're going to touch on all of those because we not only it's part of knowing it, but the next thing is, what do we do about it? What actionable steps can we have to help those entrepreneurs that's in these areas? Now, my question to you is, let's just start off for a person who has no idea about being an entrepreneur. They're a new business. Let's start slow first. They're a new business owner. What advice would you give someone who's just starting out in business?
Okay, a lot of people ask me this question. Now, first, I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Okay, listen, I do not classify myself as a business coach, even though I can be. But I'm staying in my lane. I am a podcast coach and a homeschooling consultant, but I will give you my personal experience on things I wish I would have known. So for me, when I would say for any person who is starting out as an entrepreneur, it's one thing that you need to understand. It's very less than likely when you first start your business, not unless you have everything figured out from the jump, that you're going to start making the income that you feel that you deserve in order to change your life the way that you want it to be changed. You have to understand that it takes patience, it takes due diligence, it takes investment, and it takes sacrifice. And all of that may not happen all at one time. So I encourage any entrepreneur, do not just start a business off a hot trend or a hot thing that's trending because everyone else is doing it and they're saying they're making thousands and thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or let's even say millions of dollars. And you think, well, if I do it, I can do it too. I can make that too. Not likely, okay? Not likely. And so what I want you to do is think about whatever it is that you absolutely love to do that brings value, that is a solution. The key is that it's a solution. It can't just be something that you like, because we like a lot of things, but do it provide value to someone else's life? And will it solve a problem? Entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, are problem solvers. So what is it that you can do that can solve a problem that you will do that even if you didn't get paid? And so you write all those things down, and then you start working on them. So whatever it is, your top 3, you can start working on those things, because keep in mind, you're going to be doing a lot of long days, a lot of long nights, figuring things out. And if you don't love to do it, you will stop, okay, before your harvest come in. So everything that I have ever done has been passion driven, only because I needed that passion to keep me going when I wanted to stop, because I absolutely love helping people. I absolutely love what I do. And even when I didn't make the money that I felt I deserved, it still pushed me through, because I love seeing the results of the people that I'm able to help. So do something that you're passionate about.
Awesome.
That's all.
Solve a problem. Yes. Find a solution and you can have a business. But I love that, because the passion, a lot of times people are money driven, and it's not about the money. There's so many people that have a lot of money. They're still not happy. So it's not all, if they say money can't buy you happiness, I'll be like, let me try it. Give me some extra money, I'll try it. But at the end of the day, you have to have that self-satisfaction that you're doing something with purpose, because otherwise, listen, you're just existing, you're not living.
That's true.
No doubt. So at this time, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back with more questions in that area as well. So we're going to go to our commercial break, which our episode today is sponsored by a House of Hemp CBD dispensary. Are you tired of dealing with pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? Discover the ultimate solution at a House of Hemp. It is your go-to destination for superior hemp products that can change your life. A House of Hemp offers a wide range of premium products carefully crafted to reduce pain, anxiety, insomnia, and so much more. Their hemp is grown organically and sourced by trusted farmers, ensuring the highest quality. Don't let pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights control your life any longer. So visit their website at www.ahouseofhemp.com and discover a world of relief. So now it's time to take control of your well-being, experience the power of hemp, and unlock a healthier you. Visit ahouseofhemp.com. Your journey to natural relief starts now. Thank you to a House of Hemp for sponsoring our episode today.
Listen, if anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. Listen, go on Amazon, get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43. There is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book it's less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is the best. Grab this book on Amazon.
And I love that commercial.
Hey,
and it's so true.
Thank you.
Grab this book. Boom.
Yes, I love it.
Listen, and you can tell your hard work with putting the book together and just the details of it. That's why I tell anyone to please make sure that you get this book, because it is a workbook. It is everything all in one. And then it comes with the over 30 videos of teaching. So it covers people who have different learning styles. That's what I loved about it as well, because some people need to write to comprehend reading, and then you got the visual part as well. So listen, it's a one-stop shop for podcasting. So get your book on Amazon today. And once you get your book, don't forget to write a 5-star review on Amazon. Let others know how great this book is. So to Dr. Tina, thank you very much for doing so. All right, so let's get back to this. You're welcome. This entrepreneurship, listen, it is not for the weak at heart. So out of the top things, depression, anxiety, burnout, imposter syndrome, can you share some major challenges that you faced in your journey and how you overcame it?
Okay, so all the above that you said, I have dealt with. Okay. And I still deal with it from time to time. I notice the more stressed I get, the more the depression, sometimes the anxiety. You have a deadline that's really, really important. It can happen. And so, and as you already brought up with your statistics, that entrepreneurs deal with this way more. And I feel that we're dealing with this way more because we are handling way more. And really, we're carrying the hopes, the dreams, and the future of other people in the palm of our hands because they're coming to us for answers. Maybe they've been hoping, wishing, and praying for something, and then you pop up in their timeline, or you pop up in their email, or they see you at an event, and they realize that you are the key to help them get to the next step. Now, that is not something that the faint or the weak at heart takes on. And so, being that we ultimately want everyone that comes in contact with us to be successful, we pretty much wear their life, their emotions, their struggles on our shoulders until they reach whatever level we feel or they feel they should make. And so that's one of the struggles as an entrepreneur. Now, I would say this: your food, your diet, your exercise all play an important role in maintaining your mental health in your life.
Yes.
And many times as entrepreneurs, we're like Sheila, she has an amazing hemp company, right? And so many times we can be providing the solution for everybody else aches, pains, podcasting, business strategists, marketing, branding, all of this. And yet we're not taking care of ourselves as our first customer. I had to learn that I need to be my first customer. Dr. Tina, Coach Tina, whatever. I had to be my first customer. So all the love, attention that I put on my clients and my customers, I need to do that for me first, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to be here for the long haul because I'm going to burn out. And it can actually dramatically mess with your health. Being a person that already had a stroke before, I'm very continent of this. And I had a stroke when I was 25. And for a person that's 25, that job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a stroke when I was 25 years old. I was a new mom. My baby was only 6 months old when I had my stroke. And I did have problems having asthma and all that different stuff like that, and mitral valve prolapse. For those of you who don't know that terminology, that means your heart valves leak. Okay. And so for every pregnancy that I had, it caused that problem to get worse, more leaky heart valves, which means they want to put a valves and stuff. Well, long story short, I always watch my food, diet, and exercise. I was always remembered in school as that girl that watched the calories, that ate fresh fruits and vegetables, that did it the right way. Food, diet, exercise, but no one ever told me about the importance of the products and the chemicals that we keep in our homes can dramatically affect your health as well. So although I was doing all that and I was jogging 10 miles a day, kept my weight right, ate right, I had a stroke. And complications from I feel personally it was complications for some of the asthma medicine and different stuff they had me on at the time. But I had the stroke. I went to sleep. I was not in any pain. I went to sleep and I woke up and I was partially paralyzed from the waist down. And dumbfounded by the medical industry. They couldn't figure out why this healthy 25-year-old was partially paralyzed. I actually had amnesia. I lost 1 year of my life. So in the span of 12 months, I could not recollect what happened in that that year that I was in back 12 months, right? Which means that I just became a new mom within that 12 months, and I did not even remember that I had my child. So I was going I was going through postpartum depression. I was going through, which I didn't know what it was. And when I realized what it was, that it wasn't baby blues. It was deeper than that. Okay. It kept me, and whenever I talk about it, I get a little choked up. Literally, I had no connection with my daughter. No connection. My husband and my parents had to take care of my daughter and myself. They had to wash me, bathe me, feed me, just like I was a 6-month-old daughter. I did not remember my daughter. And I was on a lot of medication at the time. And so it was a time in my life of self-reflection, trying to figure out why, because technically I did all the right things, but yet I still was suffering. I was in rooms with people 3-4 times my senior in specialized offices for my bladder, for my heart, for my brain, for my bone. Like, they literally was testing me. I was a test dummy because they did not know why this was happening. And they later diagnosed me, talking about I was a hypochondriac, because they would take all the tests and they would come back normal, but clearly it wasn't normal. So I was going through a lot with the medical industry at the time, as well as trying to find my way as a person and my relationship with God, trying to figure out why did this happen. And I did everything right. I tried to be a good Christian. I felt like I was being tested, but why me to this extent when I try my best to be a good person? And so I went through a very dark, dark period in my life where I didn't care where I lived or died, where I didn't care about what was next, because I felt like my life was over. I had no hope. I had no drive. I had no passion. I lost myself. I did not know who I was. And I was lost being a new parent. But one day, this is how good God is. I was sitting in the lazy boy. My husband had just cleaned me, washed me, fed me. My mom and dad just had got finished leaving me, hugging me, taking care of me. And my daughter was in her playpen. And I looked over at my daughter, and she had this blank look in her eyes. She had all the top toys, all the top educational, whatever you want. She had all those things. But when I looked at her, she was empty because she didn't have me. She wasn't smiling. She was there. It was like she was just there. And something in me clicked where I was able to get out of this fog that I was in. And I looked at my daughter. I know it was God. I looked at my daughter and I said, I don't want anyone telling my daughter how good her mother was. I want her to know how good her mother is. And at that moment, I was able to stand up, because mind you now, I'm not able to do it. So I stood up, forgetting that I can't walk.
Okay.
Pulling myself to the playpen, pulling myself up to the playpen, lift my daughter up. Literally, I fell inside of the playpen, in the playpen with her, grabbed her, holding her, crying and saying, I'm so sorry, but I'm back, I'm here. And from that point on, I had a new zest for life. I had a new zeal for life. My relationship with God, I started rebuilding my relationship with God. I started going into looking at natural health and wellness, figuring out what's going on, because I was on 12 medications and 4 inhalers a day just to live, and on asthma. And so when I started looking at natural health and wellness, like I call my mama Dr. Carrie, because we used to pick at her all the time, but she would always give us the horsehound tea and all that other kind of stuff. So I went back to my roots and start doing the natural health and wellness. Well, with God's help, I was able to regain my mobility of my bottom extremities. I was able to regain almost 80% of the time that I lost. I was able to talk, because literally my limbs was, bent in, my face was slumped, my face came back to normal, I can move. And many people wonder why, when I'm on stage, I'll dance to the stage or I'll move around, because I am thanking God, if you think I can't dance, so be it. I don't care. Because I went from not being able to do anything, from God renewing me. And I'm grateful for each breath that I breathe, each idea that I have, because I couldn't think properly at one time. And I'm thankful for each step I'm able to make. And I'm thankful for each person that God put in my life, that he saw something in me, that he gave me a do-over. Okay. And so I live differently, because I see things differently, because I look death straight in the eye. I look it straight in the face. And God said, it's not time. It's not time. I have work for you to do. And so when people see how hard I fight for other people, that's why. It's because I know I'm on assignment. I know that why I'm here. I understand who I am. I understand the path that I'm leading. I understand the people that he put me on this earth to help. And I finally know who I am. the good, the bad, the ugly. And I've been through enough in life that I shouldn't be here based upon the things that I went through. I almost got abducted when I was 5 years old, but God kept protecting me all of these years, keeping me safe for a reason. And this is the reason. Okay.
Wow,
So,
that is amazing. That is amazing. Oh my goodness, to have so much, that you went through so much, and to come on this side of it and show how you overcame those things is simply amazing. I mean, I'm just almost at a loss of words, because our lives run parallel. My things that I've been through as well. That's why I went into natural holistic as well, because of the challenges I had in my body, not being able to walk months at a time. Yeah, so that is amazing. And I just think it's interesting. Now, do you have a book that tells all of this? Because that itself, do you have a book that tells this story?
Everybody is waiting for this biography. I like to say a memoir, but I feel that I personally haven't lived enough. I have had so many people and book houses reaching out about me writing my life story, but I feel that I haven't lived enough life yet. And so I feel that I still have a lot more. I just don't feel like, just like I got like literally, and I have never said this on camera before. This year, I literally got accepted for the President Lifetime Achievement Award, but I turned it down. I turned it down. I said, yes, we look at your extensive work and what you've been doing for the past 25 plus years, and we want to recognize you with the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. And I was like, I don't think it's time yet. Like, I appreciate the recognition, just like the Who's Who's of America reached out and said, we've been watching you. We want to put your life in this 2023 book about entrepreneurs. And I said, I don't think it's time yet. So I get a lot of awards and nominations and honors, but some of them I don't all the time accept. I'm very gracious and I'm thankful that they would think about me. But I just don't feel that it's time yet. And if it is, it'll come, this kind of things will come around again. But I'm like, I didn't even live a lifetime yet. What you mean? I just start figuring out my life.
It's somebody's lifetime.
I'm like, listen, can you come back when I'm like 85, 90? Like, come on. Like, I mean, I'm thinking of the legends like Patti LaBelle, and all them. They lived life, like, can you come back when I lived a little? When I lived a little bit more. If you're impressed now, then wait till God get through with me. Because so I was like, no, I'm thankful for the award because I won it. I said, but I'm going to have to, respectfully decline because I just don't feel that I lived enough yet. Just like with the book, I just don't feel that I lived enough yet. Yes, it's a lot that happened in my life, but I feel that it's something that needs to be in there that if I go too fast, that someone is going to miss a piece that they need in order to go to the next step.
That's why you have a part two. You have a part two. You do the book and go ... to be continued because I'm living my best life. Because just what you just shared will help someone. Had I read what you're talking about when I was down and out, it would have gave me hope. It would have gave me that extra oomph to get out of my bed, to use my inner power to get focus, and on the spiritual side to focus on God as well, because it's so many layers that you just talked about. Oh my goodness. But I understand where you are, but I think you might want to reconsider that.
Yes. Telling me this. I may, but you have to be, right now I'm doing so much. And I need to be as sharp with my brain as possible. And when I go back into my past, it takes you back to that time of that age, of that experience, the emotion, the smell, the feel of what you were going through. And when you go back, you cannot necessarily pop yourself back to the now because you're putting yourself back in that. Like for me, if I'm going to tell my story, I'm going to tell it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. Many people don't know that I face a lot of different stuff on being abused, not by my parents, because I have the most wonderful parents of all, but I'm talking about sexually assaulted. And so people, it's a lot of things that people don't know about me that I would have to literally go all the way back to that time when I was that little child. And when my parents came to my rescue, I was very blessed that when everything came out, my parents believed me and they took action. They took, I mean, my mom and dad was like, well, excuse me? What?
Yeah.
You know, my mom and dad, I know I hear a lot of stories from people that their parents wasn't there, that, you know, but my parents were there and I'm very blessed in that. But it still doesn't take away what happened, the mental thing that I had to go through. And so it's a lot that I would have to unravel, unwind, go back literally to that time. And to be honest, I don't know if I can be able to do what I need to.
I definitely get that, understand that. I don't know what that noise was. But I totally understand, because what it would do, it would trigger you. And the mind is so powerful that mind can go right on back to where it was. And you have to be careful about that. I totally understand. Woo! You have just said so much. You have really filled me. I tell you, it's just amazing. And I know that anyone who reads this, personal or business, can be totally inspired by your testimony. Now, how do you balance your personal and your business life? Because that is a problem, a lot of problems with entrepreneurs. How do you do it?
Be honest with you. There's no true balance. It's only what you choose to do at the time. And so I had to come to the realization that we all say this work-life balance. And I'm going to let you know, for me, now unless it's some expert that can come in that specializes in it, can really tell us how to do it, there is no true way to balance your life and your business. It's just priority. So whatever I have to focus on at the time, I make sure I put 100% on whatever I'm doing. So when I'm spending time with my family, I put 100% with them, turn off the cell phones, turn off the this, and just focus on them. When I'm on business, I'm 100% on that at time. So whatever that I micromanage that I'm doing at the time, that is what I give all of my attention to. Now, is that balance, quote unquote, of what people say? No, but that is normalcy. That is being realistic. And that is how you be able to get through, understanding that whatever you're putting your focus on, that other things is going to go lacking because you're only one person.
Right.
If I'm focused on my business, I got a deadline I have to do this, that, and the third, then that means I don't have enough time to spend like I want to with my husband or with my children or with my working in the community. That means I have to stay focused on that. Okay, but when I'm working on the community, that means that somebody or something is always going to be lacking when you have to focus on one thing. Okay. And you have to learn to be okay with that. Don't beat yourself up, because it's this little thing called guilt that will really just rip you to pieces, especially when you love everything that you do. You love your children, you love being a wife, you love being a friend, support, helping people in the community. But the realization of the fact is that you cannot be all things to all people.
That's so true.
Only God can be all things to all people. And I think many times as entrepreneurs, we take on the role of God without us even realizing it. Thinking that we can do all of these things and make everyone happy. You can't.
Impossible.
It's impossible. And so me having come to the realization that I have to be okay with not being okay sometimes. I have to be okay with understand that if I have to focus on this, this is gonna lag. When I focus on that, that is gonna lag. But knowing that when whatever I'm doing in the moment, that I'm giving my best, and understanding that I communicate with my children, my husband, my mom, my dad, my friends, letting them know that this does not mean that I do not love you. I do not want to be with you. This means that I'm working hard right now so that I can be with you more in the future. This is just temporary. Yes. Okay. And so I had to understand that for me, that whole life work balance mumbo jumbo is an impossible syndrome by itself.
Woo, come on, say it, sis.
Listen, honey, listen, it's not true balance. The only person that can give us any kind of balance is God. And even with that, he had to be balanced when he was on the earth. When Jesus was on the earth, he had to be balanced. He had to sleep. He had a human body. He had to go to sleep. He had to go off to get rest. Okay. And so we have to do the same. Everything is business and Bible is really correlating. When you look at how things was in the Bible, and you look at business, it pretty much you can find good gems to help you stay focused, to help you do what you need to do, and also understand the why, the how, the when, the where, because it's similarities. It's a lot of similarities when you take your time to peel through it. But I'm sorry, we ain't gonna get on the Bible. I ain't gonna preach to y'all, but y'all, I'm a Christian girl, and so I give it, baby. I'm sorry,
but not too, sis. Yes. Hey, because it's so entwined. So it's who you are. And so then it's okay because it helps you get to where you are. And now a lot of people, when you was just mentioning about imposter syndrome, a lot of people have that, even that work balance, that work-life balance, they set a gauge. And when they don't meet that gauge, then they're so hard on themselves. Everybody is different, and how everyone processes it is different. So if you're listening and you're trying to compare yourself to the Instagram life, to the social media life, baby, that is not the fact. That is the grass greener on the other side. It is artificial turf. It is not true. So I want you to understand, everyone has to find their own sweet spot, I will say, when it comes to that balance. You have to find and take that special time for yourself, that self-care. If you want to get in your pajamas, get in your pajamas, eat your potato chips. You want to do that because, listen, it's only one you, and you have a unique voice that you have to make sure you care for yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're not here, guess what? Life goes on.
That's true.
Period. Life goes on. So please take that time and care for yourself. It's so important. Now with Dr. Tina, with all the accomplishments that you have and all the accomplishments and awards that you denied, looking towards the future, how do you see your work evolving or expanding in the future? And is that something that you think on a regular? And what excites you about that?
I do have many aspirations and desires and goals for CTR Media Network in general, to have more than one channel, which we do, to be in more countries and places, to be able to extend the message that in a way that will be able to speak to the people in their native tongue and not just English only. And I have the goal that I want to one day find a protege that it could be my children, it could be a combination of both, but a protege to be able to dispense this information in so that it can continue even when I'm not here. I'm building this for the future, but not for me to be in it the entire time. Okay. And to be involved, but not all the way like I am now, because I see this as a beacon to change the lives of millions of everyday people doing extraordinary things, to be able to find solace, to be able to find financial stability, to be able to find themselves, be able to find resources. So in regards to that, CTR see it growing and thriving. The Tina Ramsay Show growing and thriving. And whatever that looks like, I really have reached most of all of my goals. Everything now is just extra and improving and adjusting to the times that we're living in. In regards to homeschooling, I still see myself homeschooling children. Right now, my baby will be graduating next year. So he's going on to be a senior.
Woo! Congratulations.
Graduated the last year, yes. And so I still see myself being involved in the homeschooling community because I co-founded a community of over 13,000 homeschoolers worldwide. So I'm not planning on stopping them just because my homeschooling journey with my babies ended. It just means that it's opening up a whole different thing. Maybe I'll start that school that everybody been begging me to start. Who knows?
Most definitely. Listen, it's interesting because I homeschooled as well, and I understand the ups and the downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at the end of the day, it is how much you're putting into your kids and catering to what they need as well. So definitely that is a major support that people had. Now, that's one thing that I wish I had. We had a small system here in a small place that I live, but to have like resources, like the resources that you all offer is awesome. It is amazing. Continue doing what you're doing. You are definitely setting the bar so high. Your inspiration, that bar is woo. But you know what? That gives me some goals to reach. It inspires. Baby, you up there.
Listen, I don't even feel like I even touched the surface yet. Many people looking at me like, ooh. I'm like, honey, I don't even feel like I reached the surface. I'm looking at it, but I'm like, let me just touch it, because I'm always looking and building and growing. And I get a lot of recognition and I'm grateful and I'm appreciative, but I thank you and I appreciate it. And then I move on because one thing you never want to lose is your humility. You don't want to lose that. You want to always stay humble because just because you have it now, that don't mean you can have it tomorrow if you do not appreciate it and show the proper gratitude. Think about Nebuchadnezzar. He was a king, but God had to humble him down to a beast in the field, honey. And so I don't have to do list to be no beast in the field. So I be thankful, I be gracious and things like, listen, thank you so much for the honor. And I realized there was a lot of people that helped me get here, most of all God, but I don't focus on it, be like, hey, I'm bigger. Listen, no, ma'am, not on my watch. I'm grateful, thankful.
And that's what
makes me I know. Many times people don't know about stuff until we have interviews.
That's what makes you so unique. Go ahead. Yes, I love it. I love your transparency and you're so approachable and relatable. And I really appreciate that. I really do. Now for your CTR Media Network, are you now taking on people to come and join?
Yes, I am currently taking people on. We have a waiting list that's so long. But, but yes, we are currently accepting new podcasters. So if you are a current podcaster and you want to maximize your visibility and be a part of community to learn, because we actually coach you every single month and also exclusively for the CTR Media Network members who are part of our membership program, they get a 30-minute sit down with me for absolutely free when they set it up. So you get a lot of different perks for being part of CTR. We put you in position. We hear about something that we think will be in line with what you're doing. We put you in magazines. We do a lot of different things that other networks is not doing, only because I built this network with God's help on all the things that I wish I had when I was at other places. What I know, when you're a small content creator, you usually not paid attention to, you looked over. And they only pay attention to the ones has the 1 million followers. They only have the ones that get thousands of comments a day, but it's so many amazing small content to medium content creators that are making an extraordinary impact that would not be heard other than through a network that caters to those type of content creators. So we cater to the small content creator, the medium-sized content creators, and we put special effort to make sure that your information, your podcast gets out. We promote you night and day. Okay, we take you with us when I'm traveling. I speak your praises because every single podcaster is not just a podcaster. They're part of a family. And for me, that's like my extended family. My family's extended family. And I realize how you entrusted our team with your mission, with your purpose. And so we don't take that lightly. And so what's different is that we have like a one-stop shop. We have podcast production, podcast interviews, podcast coaching, podcast training, podcast distribution. We even have teaching you about podcast monetization, not only telling you about sponsorships, but I'm actually showing you how to do sponsorships. All of this stuff is crucial and important for ones who want to do the business of podcasting, but also it's important and crucial for individuals who may just want to be a nonprofit and get their message out to more. So that is what your membership pays for, okay? And really, my constituents like your prices is way too low, but this is a God-driven thing, so He will provide. So the goal, and podcast is another thing that you miss. You're putting out this content, but you're not getting listeners because it's not being promoted properly. And so we do campaigns in groups centered around our different podcasters to pitch and put your podcast out so that people can listen to it in the different groups and different arenas to get more listenership, to create opportunities for you. And we give our people 100% monetization. Once your membership is paid, any sponsorships or opportunities that come through, that's your money. Normally, traditionally, the house, which would be CTR, would take at minimum of 30%. And that's just standard. It's not just something, it's just standard if you go to any network. That can change on a floating scale based upon what is being done. But we're creating a new standard of podcasting. So therefore, we want to put the content creators in the driver's seat, and you own, let me say this again, and you own 100% of your intellectual property. We don't want it.
Yes.
We just push it out. So many times you go to other networks and they want exclusivity. You can leave, but the content that you run on their network, they own it. So you don't read, and so you have to make sure you read the small print. You have to make sure that you understand what you're getting into, because I done been through it all. Seem as if. And so I made sure that you guys, if they're part of my network, you can be a part of any other network you want to be a part of. Okay, you don't have to just be with CTR. I want you to expand. I want you to grow. But make sure you do your due diligence first, and make sure you don't sign no flip-flop contract that really makes you an indentured servant of your own show, meaning you're just there being the face of your own show without reaping any of the benefits of your hard work, which is happening a lot with small content creators. And that's why I have a lawyer and representation, so that you guys are protected. I do my best within my knowledge base to make sure that you guys are protected and that you own. I can't control what you do when you go to somebody else's network, but you own your content, and you can take your content and shop your content anywhere that you want. Whether it's running on CTR, you could take it and run it on something else. I don't care. I want you to fly. I want you to fly like an eagle. I want you to excel. I want you to position yourself and leverage CTR Media Network to get you your dreams. And so I can't say that for other networks, but make sure you do your due diligence. Even if you decide not to go with me, do your due diligence, get you a lawyer, read the fine print, ask questions when you don't understand the languaging, and make sure that you're not signing away your rights to your to your show, because many people lose it. Many people lose their rights. We have some things going on right now with one person that they was with another network, and they did not realize that
they didn't read that fine print.
It don't look too good. And so think about that. So you own everything over here at CTR. We just a distribution.
Hey. Join CTR. So at the end of the day, join CTR Media Network. And it's not just podcasting, because you have TV, Roku TV, and you have web TV. So it's not just that. So you can take your podcast to the next level, or whatever that you have that you want to do. Tap into CTRmedianetwork.com. And definitely, I am so glad to be a part of CTR Media Network. For those who do not know, this is my podcast coach, Dr. Tina J Ramsay, and I'm so glad to have you here, because I am I'm following your footsteps, and I'm trying to do what I know to do, what you're teaching to do, so I can, listen, I know what the bottom look like. I done been at the bottom. I want to see what the top is looking like. So I am definitely following your blueprint to take it to the next level. And it's not just one, it's layered. I heard you were speaking one time about how when you first started, and you was getting like $3,500 a month on sponsorships and ads, and you was just satisfied there, until later on it's just like, wait a minute, I could be making what?
I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, $3,500. I stopped working. I'm like, yay! Then I'm like, girl, you could have went on, girl. What's your problem? Limited mindset.
Yes. Right. The mindset is amazing. The growth mindset, as you continue to grow, of course, that's the plan for your mindset to grow as well. So I can see from your stories that you tell how you've grown and the different layers that you have. And you're a super dope entrepreneur, and a super dope person, and a person who loves to give. I can see that. I tapped into when I could see your spirit. People don't understand that you bring an energy, and that means a lot when you're genuine, when you're transparent, when you are humble. So I really appreciate that. And I just love the fact that you are who you are. And you just tell people, listen, this is how it is. And even just coming across your social media, it shows that you're a true person. And that's so relatable. So for anyone that's out there who's questioning where they should go, listen, you want to come to the CTR Media Network family. You hear me? The key word is family. And that's very important. You want someone to take your hand, because listen, if there's a pothole, why are you going to walk in the pothole when you got somebody who done been that route and they can guide you? It makes no sense. Success leaves clues. You want to be with a team that is successful, that has been proven to go through the ups and the downs, the bad, the ugly, and everything else, but come out as pure gold. Okay. So that's why you reach out to CTRmedianetwork.com and get connected in as well. Now, Dr. Tina, I know it's time to go, but I wanted to know, I know that you have been nominated. Congratulations, nominated for a Podcaster of the Year. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Now that so that is I know that's something that we can still vote for. If it's not, it's October 2023 is when they're going to actually have the show. So if you're listening to this before October of 2023, please go to Inspire the Letter U Awards and nominate Dr. Tina J Ramsay as a Podcaster of the Year. Okay. I want you all to do that for me and for her as well, because listen, she is super dope. Oh my God. I love it. I love you. And now, Dr. Tina, is it, other than your book, your Amazon book, is there something else that you want to offer the audience?
Basically, they can come on and join the team, CTR Media Network. Also, the book. And I am going to, everyone's been asking, dealing with the homeschooling world. I'm going to actually start putting out, or I would say, update and redistribute several different ebooks that I have, with a book coming along the way. And you can, guys, if you need help with homeschooling, we also have a homeschooling magazine called the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. And it's done the exact same way that the power of podcasting is done. It's very interactive. It takes you to audio clips, videos, courses, articles that you can read. It has coupon codes in so you can save on curriculum. Because the reason why is because I'm an educator over 25 plus years, and I wanted to create something that, like Sheila said before, and I'm glad that you noticed it, that helps all different types of learning styles. Because all too often we buy something and it only addresses one learning style. And that's usually for the studious student that can sit down and read. Well, we're living in a micro world with content coming to us in 30 seconds, super fast. It's creating ADD, ADHD, and everything because we want things super fast. And so in order to kind of help you through the process, I make sure I touch all of it. The kinetics, you get up and move. I make sure you can see it, you can hear it, you can write in it. You can do all the different things right inside. Even the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is made for you to write in. And it's big too. It's made for you. Oh, it's right here. Awesome. It's made for you to write in. It's made for you to write in. So all this is made. You have resources in the back where you can literally get you monthly goals, mental mindset. We have a self-care calendar, a 30-day self-care calendar where you can use that as a guide, or you can follow it, whatever it say, but it's there to give you some ideas or provide access so that you can start doing the self-care things. Because as homeschooling parents, we take care of everybody and everything but ourselves. And I think that is the thing that makes homeschoolers, parents stop homeschooling, because they're not, once again, just like entrepreneurship, they're not taking care of themselves first. Think about it. When you're in an airplane and the airplane is going down, they tell you to give yourself the oxygen first before you give it to your child or your husband or your sister or your brother. Why? Because you cannot help them unless you help yourself first. So we need to stop thinking that self-care is selfish. It's not selfish. It's survival. Yes. It is thriving. It is being accessible to help more, and you're being 1,000% of yourself, because you're operating in an empty silo. You operate in being empty and hollow inside, and you wonder why you lose your cool. You wonder why you feel unfulfilled, because you're not filling yourself up. Helping people, you're pouring yourself out. Every single person that you talk to, every single person that you help, they're taking a little piece of you.
That's right.
They're taking a little piece of you. And if you're not putting those pieces back, and you're doing this over and over and over and over and over and over again, then you are ripping away yourself. Every time. Come on. Every time. And I had to learn that the hard way, because I'm a giver. Okay. I'm not used to receiving. It's hard for me sometimes to receive, but I had to learn to receive so that I can still continuously give. Okay. And so you have to fill yourself back up. You have to fill your well back up, whether that's spiritual, physical, emotional, a combination of all of them. In my case, mentally speaking, downtime, you have to do it, because if you don't, you will not make it. Okay. And that's when we have these mental breakdowns. That's when it starts exemplifying itself in mental health, and exemplifying itself in aches and pains. Aches and pains are signals that something you're doing is causing your body to be misaligned.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
It's all what it is. And so that's what I don't know. So I just get very passionate about that, because I know how hard it is for me to do for me. Okay. Yes. And I have to constantly remind myself of that, especially when I feel depleted. And I know when I feel depleted, it's because I didn't do what I'm supposed to do.
That's right.
Do it. So you guys, if you don't take anything from what Sheila and I said today, do you first. You always put God, well, for me, put God first. But for y'all, for other people who don't do that, I ain't talking to you. But for the other people as Christians, you put God first, and then you put yourself next, and then you work down the list.
That's right.
So that you can be able to help the people on your list more effectively without killing yourself. A lot of entrepreneurs, we have heart attacks, we have strokes, we have health problems because we don't take care of ourselves. So take care of yourself. And it's not simple.
You heard it from her first. You guys, please take heed to this. It's very important. Dr. Tina, I cannot thank you enough for coming in, gracing us with your presence. I am so thankful for you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, everyone, please go and like, follow, and share on all podcast platforms, all social media sites, The Tina Ramsay Show. Please do that. I tell you, you will be so blessed to be able to understand the different levels that she has to offer. We just tapped just a teeny bit today. We just tapped a little bit today. But with that, thank you very much, Dr. Tina. You have a blessed day and many blessings to your next endeavors, because listen, if you ain't there where you want to be, baby, I can only imagine your latter being better than your first. You know, I can only imagine. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I got some little clapping. Come on, clap. All right, thank you. So for everyone else, we just want you all to understand that you are appreciated, you are loved. And this is why we're doing this segment, especially to our entrepreneurs, to take out time to care for yourself. So thanks for tuning in. Just don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you are a super dope person in yourself and you have an extraordinary story, and you want to share, come on, join us on the Sheila C Hill Show and let us know what you want to talk about, because listen, we're all about sharing and helping the next person. Just go to our website on the Sheila C Hill Show and just request to be a guest, and our team will get in contact with you. So thanks for tuning in, and just know that your dreams can come alive. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join Sheila's Thrive Tribe. And remember, listen, you can accomplish all your dreams. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Until next time on the Sheila C Hill Show. Woo woo. Sheila C Hill Show.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are. The media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence, all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show. CTR Media Network.